Well, we left the anchorage quite fast and I went right into unpacking all the groceries and then making some dinner that I even forgot to take up the stabilization mainsail. There's like 0 wind. No, that's not true. 1.7. And it's so cheesy out here. Look at this. Ah! It's pretty amazing actually. We can already see the Jacques Cousteau Island, and we just did a little bit of looking at the weather. There's some westerlies coming, so I was debating whether we're gonna go inside or outside, but it seems that by the time that we actually get to the southern point of the island, there isn't much wind because it's gonna be the middle of the night. It's gonna be around 12-ish. So we're probably gonna head inland, and then the winds are gonna pick up in the morning around 4, and then hopefully we'll just be able to sail some of it. Those westerlies are sometimes quite strong, so sometimes when the weather forecast says it's gusting 20, they can be gusting 30 or 40. So I didn't want to be between the island and the mainland when that happens during the night, so we don't have any leeway. But it seems that they're coming later, and we're going to be out of the channel, nearly out of the channel by the time that they're going to set in. Now I hope that we can use them to sail. We tried to stow everything extra good, and now that I'm thinking of it, I have to put the mainsail on the other side, on the other tack. And before the night comes, we're going to put the main up in the second reef, probably right now, and then we're good to go. There's been a bit of a change in the plan. We just got to the southern tip of Jacques Cousteau, and we already have 17 knots of wind, 15, 17. Right now we're going with it, that's why it doesn't feel like it. But we're actually in the second reef with the main, and we have a reef in the foresail, like in the Genoa, and we're doing 4.2. So yeah, I decided that we're definitely not going to go through the channel as planned because it's night, the wind is already stronger than forecasted, and I want to have some leeway in case something happens. So I'm just sailing around the island now, and then I'm going to head upwind. And it should be a couple of hours of beautiful sailing. Got the wind vane set up. Right now I'm still under autopilot, but as soon as I come around the corner, I'm probably going to set up the wind vane. Seems to be a fisherman pretty much right ahead of us. Hopefully no long lines, but at least hopefully since we're sailing we're not going to get them into the prop. We'll see about that. There's a bunch of fishing pangas coming out. This seems to be a really good fishing spot. So I'm just putting my torch into my sail for a little bit. I mean, they obviously see my running lights, but I also want them to see that we're sailing. I just really, really hope that those are not longline fishers. Because that would be a bummer. They're not allowed to put those long lines that close to shore. Apparently you're only allowed to put them like 15 to 20 miles outside, but who's to say? Who's to say? Ooh, there's another one. Okay, I put up the wind vane now. It felt like the wind was gonna pick up, but now it's pretty mellow. I'm doing 2 knots because we only have like 6 knots of wind. But I do have the feeling that more wind is coming. And it's kind of beautiful. Even though we're going slow, it's so quiet, and there's just a silhouette of the mountains. And behind the mountains, there must be La Paz, so there's quite the light, so it looks a bit like the moon might be rising, which I don't think is the case because I think it's new moon. But it's just that silence that you get when you're at sea at night. It's pretty magical. Isn't that always the case? You set up the wind vane and everything is just ready, and then the wind dies down. I mean, it's amazing that we're moving anyways. I've got a second reef in the main, and I've got a reef in the Genoa, and we have like 6 knots of wind. We're still moving. Not much, but a little. Usually around here I found that the European weather forecast model was pretty much spot on. But today, it doesn't look like it. It was supposed to be steady 15, gusting 23 right now. I'd say it's about 0 wind. This is actually what the Eiffel model had predicted. I've never seen it happen here so far. So that's interesting. Just going around the tip of Jacques Cousteau Island. And then we're gonna head to port towards Espiritu Santo. I'm excited to see the island. It's supposed to be really pretty. The sun is about to come out. In the Sea of Cortez, strong westerlies can sometimes hit 10 to 15 knots above the forecast. Knowing a few friends got caught off guard by these winds in the area, I played it extra safe during the night to avoid any surprises. And as the sun began to set and we sailed close-hauled, Karl dashed through the waves, the sea foaming up beside us. I realized it had been a while since I'd sailed in slightly stronger winds. It's a reassuring feeling knowing that my boat is sturdy and that I'm alert, but not anxious. This is pretty actually. Isla Espiritu Santo is unlike any place I've anchored before. Over the past few years, I've mostly explored tropical regions, but now heading further north, I'm entering a more arid climate zone. The colors have changed. Earthy reds, browns, and grays cover the landscape, and towering cardon cacti, also known as elephant cacti, dominate the island. Almost everything here has thorns, and walking among the cacti feels surreal, like stepping into another world. Seeing Karl anchored among rugged cliffs, cacti, and striking turquoise waters makes my heart glow. Being able to move my floating home to these stunning places is something I never take for granted. There are very few days that I don't feel deeply grateful for the life that I've crafted. We're taking full advantage of the new Coolcar paddleboard to explore the shorelines of this beautiful bay, discovering little coves and caves tucked away along the coast. I could see myself staying here a bit longer, but my friend Chetty from Vet Tales is anchored on the other side of the island for just 2 more days. I want to make it over there to catch up before she leaves, but more about that next week.